Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. This is part 3 in a series on learning to follow guitar chords. As you can tell, this is a 6-string guitar, not a mandolin, but mandolin players are often required to watch guitar players and listen to guitar players, and there's a lot that a guitar player is doing that can tell you what you should be doing as a mandolin player. So in part 1 we went over what some common guitar shapes look like, so you can sort of follow along visually even if you're not a guitar player yourself. Part 2 I talked about using a capo, putting it on various frets, and how that's going to change what chord you should be playing and how you should be thinking about playing these chords. And in this part I'm just going to talk quickly about a couple common bass runs you might hear, just give a few examples. Everybody has slightly different bass runs that they like to play, but it can give you some good insight into what chord is about to happen next. So if we're, for example, in the key of G, you might hear a guitar player play something like this. So I'll break that apart a little bit and sort of talk about what I'm doing on the guitar and really use your ears to listen to sort of where these bass runs are moving, sort of how they're moving from one chord to another. So right off the bat, we're starting on a G chord. Then we have this bass run. And then we're at a C chord. So that bass run, the melody is actually just G, go back down, B, A, G, back to a G chord. And then you might go B, C, D, and then B, A, G. So really we're moving from the tonic, the kind of root note of a particular chord, to the tonic of another particular chord with a little scale line. Scale melody, G, A, B, C, or A, B, C, D, and then back down, B, A, G. So listening for those sort of leading lines from a guitar player can sort of clue you in. You can sort of hear a bass line and say, oh, I know something's coming. That's the first thing that a bass line from a guitar will tell you is, okay, I'm hearing a bass line from a guitar. That means we're going somewhere. I don't know where it is yet. And then as you listen to more bass lines from more guitarists, and again, everyone has their own that they like to play, and different styles have different bass lines that are more traditional than others. But you can sort of start to hear, and at that point you say, your brain has a little firework and it says, okay, this is clearly going to a C chord. And this works with the capo. You just start thinking in shapes and Nashville numbers. But thinking about those lines, C, back to G, D, G, C. Right there I used a little chromatic line. So G. So we have D, E flat, E, no, sorry, G, A, B flat, B, C, A, B flat, B, C. Is just a little chromatic way to get up to that C. Similar there, going from that G. The B is in the G chord. B, C, C sharp, D. That's another one you'll hear a lot. To get back to a G, E, F sharp, G. Going up from the lowest open E string, back to the G. So I just wanted, I'm not expecting you to learn all of these right now. Everybody will play something slightly different. If you're in a different key, the fingering will be a little different, but the sound will be sort of the same idea. It's key of C, F, C, F, C, G, C. So really using your ears to hear when a bass line is happening, knowing that it's going to change chords, and then getting familiar with those bass lines to understand what chord that bass line is taking you to. I hope this has been helpful. If you want more actual mandolin lessons, there's tons, hundreds over at mandolessons.com. Anything from beginner to advanced, techniques, tunes, songs, you name it. Hope to see you over there, and have fun playing music and follow along with your local guitar players. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.